Dr. Phil is disgusted with these guests. The Dr. Phil show is full of surprises. It's hard to imagine that some of the strangest people in the world live among completely normal people. We should also remember that not everyone is perfect. Also, every family might seem normal on the outside, however on the inside, there's plenty of secrets the outside world has no idea about. In today's video, we take a look at such people and such families who managed to disgust Dr. Phil. These people also share their darkest secrets on stage with Dr. Phil and the world. PTA mom, too addicted and homeless. Carrie, who is a PTA mother, was one of the most memorable Dr. Phil episodes. Carrie, who was facing some medical issues, became dependent on the prescription medication. And after a while of using them, not only did she start abusing these drugs, but advanced a further illicit and harder substances that became a problem for her family. Carrie was ready to risk the life of her daughter by driving her to school under the influence, and even risk using drugs in the school bathroom during sporting events. This didn't go well with her husband, who had the courts remove her from the home and filed a restraining order to keep her away from their daughter. Carrie was left homeless and survived out of her SUV. On being confronted, she explains that she couldn't keep clean, not even flatlining twice, or being medically forced to wear a life-saving resuscitation vest could save her. The fact that she is so ready to risk the life of her daughter for a high is cringe-worthy. There are plenty of families who have a member suffering from addiction, and it directly or indirectly results in the entire family being destroyed. As for Carrie, she was ready to sacrifice her family for her addiction, which is really sad. Dad keeps dirty secret from family. Chuck and Amanda had been married for 6 years, and it was after this period that Amanda was able to uncover a dirty secret that Chuck had been keeping from her and the entire family. According to Amanda, the main reason for involving Dr. Phil was the constant fighting in their relationship and Chuck's lying problem. During the show, Chuck had rather deep revelations which found him on the spotlight. After Dr. Phil brought up the matter, his clueless wife was also waiting anxiously to find out what it was, since her husband had a tendency of lying. Uncommon clean, everyone including the audience was left speechless. Chuck actually worked in the adult film industry when he lived in California. What made everything even more complicated was the fact that he contacted his former producer while in California for the Dr. Phil show looking for work. The cringe on his wife's face is priceless. How would you react if you were Chuck's wife and learned about his dirty secret? Would you be stunned like Amanda was? Or would you rise and give him a piece of your mind right there on stage, right in front of the whole world? The latter seems the obvious decision because Chuck deserves it, as he has managed to successfully hide it from his family for so many years. Addicted, pregnant, and messed up. Nikki, who was the woman in the spotlight in this episode, was once a promising bright student who got lost in her heroin addiction. Her mom sought the help of Dr. Phil after she noticed things were going too far with Nikki. Her addiction was becoming too expensive, having her spend $450 for a dose of this addictive drug. Despite being overdosed 4 times, she didn't fear for her life to stop the habit. What made this matter worse was that she was prostituting herself at 8 months pregnant just to feed this habit. What left the audience in shock, though, was Nikki's attitude toward her current situation. She wasn't sure who the father of her unborn baby was, whether it was her boyfriend, who is also a heroin addict, or a client. In her statements, Nikki told Dr. Phil that she would rather feed her drug habit than her unborn child. This disturbed Dr. Phil, who was willing to put the couple in programs to help them get clean well. Absolutely shocking, isn't it? The dark side of Mama June. Mama June isn't a new name of Dr. Phil. Nearly everyone from the Boo Boo family has made an appearance on the show to talk about how they are displeased with the action of Mama June. According to the allegations, Mama June started to date the same man that had molested her older daughter and another girl for 6 months. Not only did she allow this man to sleep on her 8-year-old's daughter's bed, despite her previous molestation history, but he also welcomed him home to sleep on her own bed after serving time in jail for his crimes. Dr. Phil had no further explanation but to conclude that Mama June has a bad habit of having relations with men who had served time, of which half were in because of molestation charges. Just how can a mother allow such thing to happen, not once, but twice, is shocking. This is perhaps the most shocking incident we've seen on the Dr. Phil show, and it's probably the worst in the many cases we've viewed on the show. These are the most disturbing episodes in the Dr. Phil show, and you need to watch them. Thanks for watching!